Hello, and welcome to another episode of Two Men, Two Mugs. Today, we have a very special guest. Please welcome Mr. Comedian, actor, writer, Morty Daim. Yeah, thanks so much for having me on your show. So, I invited Morty on the show because we were talking about something just last week. He and I have been friends now for a few years, and whenever we get together, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we tend to navigate into philosophical realms. And I will admit, he and I did share a joint before the show. So if I come off as being a little slower, let's say, then you'll know why. Okay, but without further ado, let's get into the show. So Morty, let's just continue where we left off. I don't know, it was an hour ago or something. We were talking about the filmmaker Charlie Kaufman. And why don't you lead us back there? Lead us back to what we were discussing before. Well, yeah, and so also forgive me. I'll have to ask forgiveness to our viewers. I'm a little stoned. Okay, I'm a lot stoned. But basically, what we're gonna discuss is, I don't really know where. Oh, right, that's what we're talking about. Were we stuck on Synecdoche? Yeah, we were probably stuck on. So for those unfamiliar, Synecdoche, New York is, I think it's like the 2008 film from Charlie Kaufman. And what was so cool about this one is this was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was the first one he actually wrote and directed. He had written several films prior to that, including Being John Malkovich, Adaptation. Both Jeffrey and I saw Synecdoche, New York was separately before we had met. Then when we met, we had to, of course, watch it again. It had already been his, what you said, fifth time, right? Yeah, he'd already seen it 4 times before that. Just shows you. But 2008, that was, wow, 16 years ago, was it? Yeah, it's crazy. And God bless his soul, Philip Seymour Hoffman. This was definitely not one of his last roles, but it was certainly, in my opinion, one of his last memorable roles. When he is standing, or I guess like walking with that one dude, the guy who's like on the set, he's working on the set of his giant production, the theater production, which, by the way, we don't even know if it's even happening or if it's just, a fantasy that we're watching being lived out through the movie. But anyway, he's walking with one of the employees and he goes, blah, 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 giving instructions or saying something. And the guy says, and I can't remember the exact number, but let's pretend it's 15. The guy just looks at him and he goes, but Caden, we've been working on this for 15 years. And it's in that moment you're just like, what? Like, what have they been doing this whole time? Oh my God. Caden, the character from Synecdoche, New York, he is just so fixated on his simulacra, the title of the play, the show he's working on. He's so attached that he loses sight of reality to the point that they're working on it for 15 years. That's crazy. All this reminds me of a really cool quote that I once heard from a rabbi. Forget if I told you this. I don't think I have. Yeah, and it just goes, God is in the details. Yeah, I like that. Well, anyhow, we unfortunately have to call it a day now, and we really appreciate your viewership. And yeah, if you like conversations like these, all I can say is, Morty he doesn't live very far, and we get together, I don't know what, it's like every month? Yeah, probably twice a month at this point. So yeah, we can always host another show just like this. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.